Remarks in the final U.S. presidential debate last night that he would keep the country in suspense over whether he'd accept the outcome of November's election has caused a firestorm of reaction in one of the oldest democracies in the world.
His Democratic opponent Hillary Clinton immediately shot back that his remarks were horrifying, and it appears that a vast majority of political commentators agree. Trump has been lagging in the polls as his path to the White House appears to be slipping away.
With Trump's poll numbers diving, his narrative that the political and electoral system was rigged against him has grown over recent months, prompting a question about whether he'd accept the results come November 8th.
I will look at it at the time. I'm not looking at anything now. I'll look at it at the time. What I've seen is so bad. First of all, the media is so dishonest and so corrupt, and the pile-on is so amazing. The New York Times actually wrote an article about it that they don't even care. It's so dishonest, and they've poisoned the minds of the voters. But unfortunately for them, I think the voters are seeing through it.
Well,
okay?
Chris, let me respond to that because that's horrifying. You know, every time Donald thinks things are not going in his direction, he claims whatever it is rigged against him.
It's pretty clear that Trump supporters...
This journalist and political commentator believes Trump's comments are beyond the pale.
I think he's gone too far. I don't think Democrats, moderates, and even an increasing amount of conservatives are going to be willing to go as far as Donald Trump has gone in saying that essentially, no one enjoys the prospect of election night anarchy. And that is what Donald Trump is saying could happen. In fact, he's trying to build this up as if it's some sort of reality show cliffhanger. I'm going to leave you in suspense about what I say on election night. That is, I think, a bridge too far for most American voters.
As the electoral map increasingly favors Clinton in several must-win states for Trump.
Donald Trump's problems aren't just in battleground states. He's losing support and exposing the Republican Party to losses in states that they've traditionally counted on winning. You go to Idaho, you go to Arizona, you go to Utah, the reddest, most conservative state in the country, and you have an independent Republican named Evan McMillan essentially tied with Donald Trump. He is hemorrhaging support in places where Republicans have taken it for granted that they'll always win.
As the final stretch of this marathon election cycle begins. Barring any major missteps, there's an emerging consensus among independent analysts here that Clinton is on course to make history as the first woman president of the United States, in alienating core constituencies like women, Hispanics, black and youth voters. Trump has not built the kind of broad coalition required to win the White House. And with early voting already underway in over 30 states and less than 3 weeks to Election Day, time is not on his side. Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.